Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're all doing well today. This evening I've got a red IPA to review for you, and it's an IPA that's come all the way from Australia. So first off, a massive thank you to subscribe to the channel, Travis, who is based over in Melbourne, Australia, and he kindly sent me a box of Australian craft beer. It came through last week, and some amazing beers in this box. And this is a beer from a brewery called King River, and this is their King River Red IPA. These guys are from Victoria, and yeah, this is a 6.2% red IPA. I do enjoy red beers, especially the IPAs. So yeah, who are these guys? King River Brewing, Victoria, Australia. It says it's a luscious, deep ruby red IPA with loads of Voyager speciality craft malt and Australian hops, giving notes of passion fruit, citrus and resinous pine, balanced by a firm bitterness, a beer for the flavour hunters. I'm definitely one of those, and it's got the nice little independent brewery mark on the back of the can, which is always good to see. So yeah, 6.2% red IPA. I'm all in. First beer I've ever had from these guys, as I'm sure you'd expect. We don't get much Australian craft beer in the UK. But yeah, Travis, absolute legend. Anyone who's been following the channel for a while, you might have seen his name pop up on some of the live streams over the years. Absolute legend of a bloke. Yeah, really appreciate this, Trav. Really, really nice. But let's stick that there so we can see it. And I will pull that back a little bit so we can see it properly. There we go. King River. There's the beer. That is a beautiful dark red mahogany coloured beer. Certainly looks like a red beer, that's for sure. Beautiful colour to it. Touch of haze. My dog's wandering around, just making a nuisance of himself. It's hanging on to quite a substantial head. Sort of fluffy, looking slightly off-white head. Let's get me snouting. What's he doing? And you are getting that slightly sort of dark fruit aroma that you get from sort of more slightly darker malts. But yeah, dark fruit, slightly raisiny. Touch of citrus, orangey, bit of grapefruit. But I think the head is probably subduing quite a lot of the aroma. But it smells nice. Let's get stuck in. Cheers. Dog. Oh, that's very nice. That's actually very, very good. I really like what they've done with the malts. That's the main characteristic of this. I'm getting sort of like a crystal malt type influence on it. That's what it reminds me of. It's like a touch of licorice to the flavour up front. There's sweet toffee, dark fruits, like I say, a touch of licorice, and then the hops take over and it becomes piney. And I say there is a lovely, not overly strong bitterness at the back end, but it balances itself out. So it's got a beautiful balance of sort of strong, sort of dark, fruity, malty character, and then lovely piney, bitter, hoppy finish. Good. That's very, very drinkable. Hides the ABV very well. 6.2%. I mean, it's a discussion. You know, where does an IPA come in? Purists will say anything below a 5% beer isn't an IPA, shouldn't be an IPA. This is 6.2. This for me is kind of where an IPA territory starts. I kind of think sort of 6% up to about 8%. That's where generally I want my IPAs to be. The malt and the piney nature of the hops really hide that alcohol very well. It's actually a very refreshing, quite crisp, very approachable beer. It's a really nice blend of like a sort of a classic ruby ale and West Coast IPA. And that's what I like about red IPAs. That not enough breweries that do them. Not enough breweries that have a crack at them. This, for me, is how you do a red IPA. It's got that beautiful blend of like an ESB and a West Coast IPA. This is how I think a red IPA should be done. Very impressed with this. Very impressed indeed. That head is hanging on all the way down. The conditioning on this beer is quality. Very, very good. But you're getting nothing but the malt on the aroma. It is that sort of licoricey crystal malt sort of character. The dark fruits and raisins. Touch of licorice. It smells very, very approachable and makes you want to get stuck in. So the drinkability on that is very good. Very, very good. I say I do enjoy a good red IPA. And this is ticking all the boxes for me. That balance of malt and hops is spot on. Very, very well brewed. This is going to be gone in no time. Sometimes you're just in the mood for a certain type of beer and you perhaps didn't even know it. As soon as I had that first mouthful, I knew this beer wasn't going to last long. It's in, was it a 375? Yeah, a 375ml can. Which is like a schooner, isn't it? So it's 2/3 of a pint. They quite like those in Australia. Schooner. Yeah, really, really nice beer. That's a cracking red IPA. It's one of the best red IPAs I think I can have in off the top of my head. I haven't had many, but that's right up there with some of the best. King River Brewing Company in Victoria, Australia, with their red IPA. That's quality. That's a really, really good beer. Very, very nice. I'm going to give that a solid 9 out of 10. I think that's a terrific beer. Thank you once again to Travis. He sent me quite a lot of beers. I'm going to do quite a few reviews for some of them. So yeah, stay tuned for those. More Australian craft beer reviews coming up. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I do appreciate that. Until my next one, you take care.